Welcome to 15 at 15 Friday, where you can get a quick bite of Ideate software techniques, tips and tricks, and training every other Friday. I'm Jason Bailey. I'm the Ideate software training manager, and we're here today to talk about the power of filters in Ideate Explorer. I've got my colleague Richard Taylor standing by to answer any questions that you might post in the chat here in our GoToMeeting. And there is going to be some important links that Richard will also share with you. So make sure you check that chat window as we go along through the presentation. Okay. And all right, so as you probably possibly know already, the focus here on our 15 at 15 sessions is on taking advantage of these great online learning resources that we have available for all of our customers and for everyone for that matter. So the getting started guides, what we're going to cover today. Every section will also have a kind of a user's manual and some how-tos. Additionally, in our focus here on Explore today, we've got an additional section on Explore filters. Filters are a newer addition to Explore, and you'll also find filters in Ideate Annotate and BIMlink as well. On here is the getting started guide. To begin with, that'll be a real quick run through, and then we're going to dig a little deeper into filters. So why this is important to you, we want you to understand where you can leverage filter rules in your day-to-day work. And so you'll be able to share and manage filter rules, kind of reuse your standards in a project and across projects. And then we'll be able to learn how to create some of your own custom filter rules and kind of modify what's existing there as well. So, Ideate Explorer, what we're focusing on today, again, is your real true model browser. It's going to allow you to effortlessly navigate through your Revit model, swapping components, updating information, auditing elements. There's this really great built-in Revit warning review tool. So great stuff there. And happy 15th birthday to Ideate Explorer. 15 years this year. So we'll go ahead and hop into our Revit demo. And again, I'm in this getting started guide, which we have up on the left here. We always use the available installed Autodesk sample files, which are not always installed on your machine, depending on how you get Revit, but they're very easy. We give you a little download link here. So if I were to just want to work on that one, I can download it real quick and just open that file. In this case, I've got this here already, so we'll just go ahead and jump in. So the search, zoom, select, and modify are kind of our 4 stages of use here with Explorer. So starting with the search, I'm going to go ahead and open an Explorer from my dedicated Ideate software Revit toolbar. And active view is what we're going to see by default. Notice there's also the entire project, and there's also a current selection. And if I'm in my active view and say select all of the elements in the active view by way of the tree here, then that does become my current selection. Okay, and you can see the number of what's selected. I could go ahead and clear that, and then go ahead and use the search function in here. This is what we're wanting to look at off the top of the bat here in the getting started guide. So, and I need to remove current selection and go back to the entire project for this example. So I can see that when I type door, I find that there are 16 doors and 16 door tags as well. And now this text note as well, having the word door in outdoor dining is exposed as part of what Ideate Explorer is culling for the data for me. So I can clear that there. I could just have none selected and go right to the category of doors. And yeah, same kind of result. But let's pay particular attention to these 2 entrance doors here. I can deselect, select my entrance door, and when I had it checked, it will show me the properties. The magic here is double clicking on it, which is going to take me to a view where that door is as well. And then I can actually go to the other one and see that if I double click to that, is in the same view. Now with both of them selected, I can right click and hit show elements, kind of pops them into an overall view for me. And this is where we've got some really neat tools baked in. Some of your common Revit element manipulation tools like isolate elements. You can see here I can generate a selection box, which is going to pop up the default 3D view with a crop boundary around it. And I notice that I have my elements selected, so of course I can make a quick change right here just to swap that one type out for the next. You can see that change happen in 3D, and when I hop back over here into my primary view and reset the temporary height isolate, those update as well. And then of course I can go back to my active view and do that search for door again. We'll maybe hit an S on it as well so we get down to the real refinement of what we have. And now the entrance doors are no longer in the list because they have been replaced by two of these that are the curtain wall doors now. Okay.
So the story behind the dynamic filters is, we had some things in place that helped us refine your category, your search criteria, like Ideate Query. Uh, a query can allow you to, plug in whatever parametric values are important, but you can't really save that. So it's a static sort of search. We also have worked with the built-in Revit filters, and you can see built-in Revit filters in Ideate Explorer. And we'll see that in a minute here. But there's a lot of limits there, so we couldn't really get what we needed to do to deliver for you by just kind of working within those constraints. So our solution was to create our own filter solution. And this is going to allow you to access all of those, obvious parameters that come built in, but then other things like that you can't find in a dialogue in Revit anywhere that only we have access to through our software. Like, is it a in-place family, for example? Um, so that's that next level of being able to take what you know of how to, manipulate things in parametric ways in BIMLink and take that right into filters. So that makes Explorer really your go-to place. So what we have delivered with these tools is going to be a number of things spanning all disciplines. The in-place family one that we talked about is relevant for everybody, but we've got check the rating for doors for architects, and we're going to take a peek at this one for irregular pipe fittings in just a second here for the plumbing engineers and mechanical engineers. And then some bonus rules you can load in, don't come directly, but a good one here that I love is finding walls that have edited profiles. They can cause some very difficult to resolve modeling challenges, and so there's really no easy way to find those just within the UI. And then we'll see how easy it is to create your own. So once again, I'll hop back into Revit here, and I'm actually just going to close out of my architectural file that I was in, and I do not want to save that. And now I'm working in another example file. These are from the new 2024 data sets that Autodesk came out with. So let's just kind of reset this to we're looking at the entire project. We're filtering by none. We're sorting by category. And then I can just refresh and clear my my search for doors from there. All right, and then like we said, the filters section, we've got just kind of the four basic parts of it, using the filter rules. And so we're going to take a look at this one rule in particular, and then the management of rules, how to create new rules, and how to edit the custom rules that you have already. So we will go again first off into this one called view tags and reference. Okay, so and just the quick rundown of what's here. When we pull the filters drop down, we're going to see it's defaulting to none, of course, and then you can just at a very high level, I only want to see stuff that's annotation category, and I only want to see things that are model category. And again, this is just showing what's present in the model, unlike the project browser, which shows you, what hasn't yet to be placed in the model as well. And then below that, so from MC, from doors check rating down to views unused, these are the filters that we have preloaded in for you. So anything that's MC is multi-category. And so what I want to look at here, what we're seeing in the left side, is this view tags that are unreferenced. And I mean, the reason these are important, is because if you have a call out like a section or an elevation that has no value to it, it's not on a sheet somewhere, but it probably should be, or possibly should be. So this is going to help you kind of differentiate that. So I can see in this entire project, it's pretty clean. There are just two that do not have a reference. I've got a building section and a working section. They're both sections, but those are the types. So I can go ahead and double click in here, and we're going to open the view that will first view in the sequence. It has that. And then if I select, on that section itself, I'm going to see where it's in the drawing area, and the properties are going to show what's going on there. So kind of same thing, I can double click on the other one. And again, it doesn't have a view that's open, but we'll see that it's here. And this actually is showing both that view and the other one. So if I select both, I will see, and actually do an unclick, I'll see those highlight. There's the east-west and there's the north-south. So, and the reason that these are being called out, if I simply look at the edit rule, what we're filtering is on if there's no value set for the referencing sheet, and if there's no detail number. So this is going to find any type of view that could not be, that we do not want there, essentially. But we might want to say, relax this a little bit. And the working section, I'm fine with that not having a placement on a sheet because it shouldn't. So you can really easily refine this rule now by adding other properties. In this case, I'm going to go for the type property, and I know that the type name of that is where I see working. So if I want to remove anything that, or ignore anything that does not begin with working, and I'll save and close that. Now notice that I have this checkbox here. I'm going to leave that. I want to make sure that elements will pass. You have to pass all of those rules in order to be collected. And now, for those of you that were quick and you noticed, I only have one that comes up in that result now, and that would be the working east-west section. Or the one that is a building section type, and but named as a working section. Okay, so that gets you into how you can manage those just on the quick edit. I go up here to the settings and manage filter rules. And I can see now where these guys are all stored. And I can load them in where the bonus rules are. You see this is going to be delivered the same for everybody. It ought to be. Bonus rules, I can just grab those and pull them in if I want to. And then if you make a modification to a rule, like let's say we'll look at that. Oh yeah, we were going to look at the pipe fittings rule. The really kind of the preferred way is to duplicate that rule, and then you go ahead and make the modifications into it here. So this one is, looking for really anything that is not exactly 90-degree angle. This came from a customer request in our beta program, actually. So you can modify that to be less restrictive potentially. I'm not going to do that right now, but I am going to actually show that rule because I really, I think that's a pretty nice one. Will be in our view that we were over here, the first one we came in with an unreferenced view. And now I'm going to change to use a more kind of model-based filtering. So this regular pipe fittings, I know I've got some in here, so I'm just going to change the active view. So I see 5 and not 612. And then again, using some of these nice features that we have up to fly out here, I can put that in my default 3D view, and then I can kind of do my thing and inspect the work here and understand, what I may need to change, and what may be just fine. So that we're exactly at 11:30 here. And that is pretty much exactly what we wanted to show you. So let me just hop back into our deck here and get our final, find us online. And again, oh, look, here I am in this window now. Make sure you hit that chat window, and Richard's dropped the link in for you for our survey. And anything else, you guys know where to find us at ideatesoftware.com. If you need support directly, go to support at ideatesoftware.com. Thanks again. I'm Jason Bailey. I hope you all have a great weekend.